The stock market is moving pretty well right now, pretty great. And if you guys have $1,000 right now and don't know what to do with it, do this now. Whether you're buying shares, options, or day trading, swing trading, or even trying to look for a long-term stock, watch these stocks. First one on my list is going to be ETHA. It is basically an ETF that is moving with Ethereum. If we look at IBIT, this is an ETF that moves with Bitcoin, and it moved the most out of any other ETF out there. If we look at the movement of Bitcoin, we're not really getting any clear movement overall. But if we go back to Ethereum, Ethereum has big movement to the upside and it's just continuing. It is looking insane. People are saying there's more uses than Bitcoin, and people are selling their Bitcoin to get into Ethereum. So that is why I recommend the first one be ETHA, because you guys can make a lot of money and it just seems like the safer one for the crypto trend. Next one, of course, what everybody's bullish on is indeed Nvidia. I'm personally going to wait to load up more in my long term if we do get a pullback. But in the short term, if you guys do want to make some day trades, look at this constant movement upwards. You know, we might have some minor pullbacks, but sooner or later it comes back the next day or even the day after that. So I do recommend getting 2 to 3 weeks out, but watch how it moves on Monday, because we might start having a little sell off and falling down a little bit more, maybe back down below that 170 level, and or we could continue to the upside. So please have your patience if you guys do want to trade Nvidia. One that I've been watching is going to be Apple, man. I think we're kind of waiting on some better news. We do have the phones launching in like 2 months, new products basically, so that can bring Apple up. But with that all being said, man, I'm watching that 211.5 to all the way down to like that 209 to that 208.5, and either it can break above this range and or below this range, and that can determine if it looks bullish or bearish overall. So honestly, man, just have your patience with Apple, but we have been moving into a range, so you could wait until it gets down to like that low 209 level, buy yourself a little call option, hold it for a day, sell it the next day. That's what I've been doing, rinsing and repeating and making money, green trades. And honestly, it's just been very, very consistent. But if you guys do trade this, have your eyes on news, because sometimes if it does sell off, before you buy into it, make sure it's not horrible news that can make Apple go down even more. Because if we do continue to the downside, we could see it all the way down to that 205 to that 200 level if we do start breaking down even more. But if we start breaking upwards, we could potentially see that 215. Past that 215, we could potentially see 220 and go up even more. This is one of those stocks that, you know, died down a few months ago, went down like 15 to 20%, and hasn't really gained that back yet. Another one on my list is going to be the same thing as Nvidia. Just watch the movements on Monday before you guys get into it. But if we go to the heat map, AMD is actually up 10% this week when Nvidia is only up 5%. Thus making AMD make bigger movements. And honestly, man, AMD is kind of underpriced still for what it does. So with that being said, man, I'm watching AMD to the upside overall. Another one, of course, is going to be Robinhood, because we previously broke above that $100 level, and after that, we've just been rallying up even more. With that being said, man, you can either see it break above that 113.5 and become more bullish, and or start making a break, even especially below that 107.5 to that 106 level. We can start seeing it a little bit more bearish. But Robinhood is doing good things, launching coins and stuff like that. Honestly, a little bit more gambling, which isn't really that good, but honestly, it's going to be bringing in more money. So if you guys are an investor, you guys can be looking into this one. I just made a long-term video, and with that being said, in that long-term video, we are up 122% already, and I invested into it like 2 months ago. So honestly, man, Robinhood has moved a big amount in the past couple of months, and honestly, it is still going to the upside. This one, man, this is for those day traders out there. Alibaba. China stocks have been moving pretty decently, and when they move in a good clean range to the upside in one direction for a while. With that all being said, have your eyes on news at all times. Anything related to China, it could be, you know, anything with war, with trade or anything like that, tariffs. So honestly, man, this can either bring it up or down. But with that being said, I'm going to be watching it for continuation to the upside, 125 to that 130 level. But also you can play to the downside as well when we do start selling off, especially when we make a sell off. It sells off pretty big and it sells off pretty fast. So you can make money both directions with option plays. And I do recommend having BABA on your radar. Another one, man, we do have Tesla. Tesla did make a V-shaped recovery, kind of, you know, it took a little bit longer for that V-shape to, you know, form. With that being said, man, we do have earnings this week. And honestly, I don't know. I think we might not beat, but honestly, this can bring the stock up or down, especially, man, just how Tesla has been moving. Honestly, man, it's kind of weird how it's been moving. It moves so weird. With that all being said, man, that's where you should be putting your money at. If you guys do have $1,000, I just gave you guys some stock picks in case you guys needed them. With that being said, watch the full video where I covered what to expect for this week, some news that happened over the weekend, and what all is really truly moving the market overall, and to prep you guys for the week that is coming. With that being said, smash the like button, subscribe. Let's get to 500 subs, and good luck trading, guys. Peace out.